Well, hello everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCal Saber here. How y'all doing today? I want to thank you for stopping by. I thought this week I was sitting here. I'm going to go do live and do my music of the week live. This is the one every Saturday that I put out. This is spinning number 42, where I'll review the vinyl albums and music CDs that I listened to this week, and not particular in any order, just the way they came out. And so, if you like anything you see down in here, let me know what you like. Well, if you see any of these albums that you like, put some comments down there, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and help the channel grow. So if you want to look, also the super chats are on, and and channel membership is available. So check it out. See if you would be interested. If not, that's okay too. All right, first album that I listened to this week was one I got off of Whatnot in really good shape. I don't have any solo work by this gentleman. So it's got a little cut down here in the bottom, which kind of destroys the value of the album. But in other words, it's in really good shape. This is What If from Tommy Shaw. This is the former Styx guitarist, and it was his second solo release. The album received somewhat favorable reviews, and the album peaked at number 87 on the Billboard Top 100. Got nice pictures of Tommy on the back. I don't have any other solo stuff by Tommy Shaw in my collection, so this is a nice addition that I got in really good shape. Got the inner here, the lyrics here on this side. We got some pictures showing in the back there. There's a picture of Tommy on the front. Pretty nice addition. Played real well. I enjoyed the album. And some people don't know, when I pick new stuff up, either I buy it new or I buy it on Whatnot. It does not get into my collection until it has been cleaned and listened to. So Tommy Shaw is now in the collection. This is on R.E.M Records. Let's see how nice the vinyl is on this record. Good job. Good stuff. All right, so that was the first one of the week. Start off on the good stuff. That was What If by Tommy Shaw. The next one I took is another Whatnot, and this was the third of them in a Rod Stewart threefer. And even the seller says, I'm just throwing this one in here. Was it two for? You can get it, check it out if you like it. If not, do what you want with it, but it'll just be an extra. And it's Rod Stewart's Every Picture Tells a Story. I like the music on here. This album's had a lot of use. So whoever had this had to put their name up here. Got some splitting along the top. Well, that's actually, along the top is actually where the album goes on this one. There's no inner sleeve. But it was in 1971. And let's see what other note I got here. It went to number one in both the UK and the US charts, finishing third in the Jazz and Pop Critics poll for the best album of 71. It has been an enduring critical success, including number 172 on Rolling Stone's 2003 Top 500s. The record is not in such good shape, and so what I'm doing is I put it into the collection, but I've identified this on my list as an album that I want, so I need an upgrade on this. Because I really did like the music, but there was way too many scratches and popping on it and everything. Almost to the point where I almost took it off, but I did, and I bared through it and cleaned my stylus and everything afterwards. So that was Every Picture Tells a Story by Rod Stewart. Then I've had this one for about a month now. I ordered it in the pre-order, which I don't do a lot of them, but I did do it for this one. This is Candy O. And this is the 2024 reissue of the 1979 album. This is really, really good. The remastering and everything on here was really good. The 79 version was the New Wave's band's second studio album. and outperforms the band's debut, peaking at number 3 in the U.S. tour. The album spawned 2 singles, "Let's Go" and "It's All I Can Do." So let's get. I got it. It's got an obi on it. It's not a Japanese pressing, no. And I got this shrink on there, but I'm gonna have to give it a cut here so you can see the inside. I've already got it partially cut anyway, so we'll see. All right, we'll get rid of this shrink wrap. There's no hype stickers on it anyway. I'll put it in another one of my protective sleeves and remove that. And here's the obi on the front side. And then the track listing on the back says 180-gram vinyl, cut from the original analog master tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio, pressed on optimal media, a heavyweight gatefold jacket, exclusive insert with commentary by Roy Thomas Baker. This is a limited edition, and I can never tell what the number is. It looks like 507, but I don't know how many it is. So anyway, that's the obi. I'll put that over here for now. You'll get to see in the album, but it is heavyweight. This is a really nice production. I've always liked the Cars. You know, they're like the grandfathers called the grandfathers of punk. You know, they put out a lot of good stuff. This is not the only thing I have in the album by them. And then we have, it's a gatefold. What do we have? I'll have to look over here on this side here, see what that is. But there's a picture of the guy, the group. I probably should have looked at this before I got to it. See what it is here. Oh, it's just it's actually kind of like the lyrics of each of one of the songs. And then we got this. This is the inner. This is how you know when they're working in the studios and making notes and so forth. They put them on these type of things so that they have a history to look at. This one on this back. Yeah, the first side, this slide I just showed you had some notes on. The back's kind of in place. I got another one of these, but it was by a different artist last year on Record Store Day. They're pretty cool to have. Anybody guys like the Cars on there? Out there? Guys, I say guys. Don't get offended, ladies. So it's just a neutral term I use. Then it came in a polyline black sleeve, so it's a polyline protecting the records, which I like to see. And it's on the number 180 green. We've got 2 colors here. We got Candy O here, the side, the label, and this side. And I'm going to tell you, this sounded so good. It's been a while since I heard a record play or an album play that well. Very happy, very happy. So that was the 2024 reissue of the 79 album. So 79, 21, that would be 45 years. Issue of Candy-O by the Cars. I'm really glad that I picked that one up and got it in there. You guys probably think I'm crazy, but that's it. Then the next one is a Whatnot edition that I picked up. I didn't know I didn't know a lot of these songs. but it's Steppenwolf 16 Greatest Hits. Okay, and I have kind of a small connection with Steppenwolf that I'll tell you about. One of the producers and sound engineers on Steppenwolf in the day when he was making his big hits, his name was Morgan Cavett. Well, I was part of a group here locally called Shenanigans Youth Theater Group, where we provided opportunities for children in song, dance, and acting and so forth. And at a certain time, and I don't know when it was, in the late 90s and early 2000s, Morgan came and joined. He had written a play for children called The Magic Hat. He wanted an avenue to perform it, so the Shenanigans agreed to perform his Magic Hat. And Morgan, he wrote the music and everything. And Morgan directed it. So we started becoming acquainted, and I think we become fairly good working associates. And it was really cool. When I had to go up to his studio for something, one of the songs in Shenanigans had to be taken down or something like that. I went up to his studio and to see his gold albums that he got for producing and recording with Steppenwolf. So that was kind of a really neat thing to have met him, have a connection with Steppenwolf. The last time I saw Morgan, Steppenwolf was out on a fair tour, and it was locally, and I went over to watch Steppenwolf, and I saw Morgan with a video camera. So after the concert, I went and talked to him, and he said he was doing a documentary in Steppenwolf. I don't know if that ever got done, because Morgan has passed away, unfortunately. His wife did call me and invite me to the celebration of life in LA, but for some reason I couldn't get down there. I wish I could have, to meet some of the other people who were associated with them. So that's my connection with Steppenwolf, Morgan Cavett. The album, I would say, is very good. Not in the VGG. It had a little bit more popping that I like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this into the deep clean. It's now in the collection, but it's going to be put back into the deep cleaning section where the records I put that need to be cleaned again, just to see if that helps it or not. But it is in the collection. So that was the greatest hits, 16 hits, greatest hits by Steppenwolf, and my connection to them. Okay, and then we got a Japanese release of the Moody Blues. Every Boy Deserves a Favor. And all the musicians probably know what that is. That's the EBG, the scale, or the notes. This is in really good shape. And I didn't have this album. I have a lot of Moody Blues in my collection, but I did not have this particular album. You can see the nice obi on it. There's the back. And this really, really was a good album. I was really surprised. I'd never heard it before. This Japanese issue is a 1981 reissue of the 72 album. I hope my voice hasn't been getting blocked too much. The album reached number 1 on the British album chart, in addition to a 3-week stay at number 2 in the U.S. It produced 1 top 40, the story in Your Eyes. It is a nice gatefold. There's writing on here. This part down here is in English. There's other part by this hand that's in Japanese, so I can't read it. So it's pretty nice. It also come with, the Japanese always have most of the time have some really neat stuff in their packages. I'm having a heck of a time getting this one out. And this is in really good shape. This is the lyrics in both English and Japanese. Pretty cool. My Japanese pickups have been growing in the last year, which I like that. And it came on the Threshold album, or Threshold label, excuse me. Pretty good shape. Sounded very, very nice. So that was Every Good Boy Deserves Favor from the Moody Blues. Well, we're getting down. We got the part of the week where we start listening to CDs. Okay. So the first CD that I listened to, I normally listen to them in order. I got number 18 and 19 pulled out, but I put number 19 on first by mistake. So what I listened to first was number 19, Green by R.E.M. This is their 1988 CD. It was their sixth studio album by the American rock band. It continued to explore political issues, both in the lyrics and packaging. The band experimented on the album, writing major rock key songs and incorporating new instruments. It was first released in 1988 in the U.S., and it was in the following day. It was released in the United Kingdom on November 7th. The following day in the United States, R.E.M. chose the American release date to coincide with the 1988 presidential election and used its increased profile during the period to criticize the Republican candidate George Bush while praising Democratic candidate Michael Dukakis. So much for them. I love the music, and I don't know why artists got to get into the political scenes. There's too many of them ruin, in my mind, lower themselves. So we got one of these pullouts. But I'm going to tell you what's really interesting on this whole album. The only song that has written lyrics on it is the very first one, World Leader Pretend. All those other songs have their lyrics written on it. Why did they do that? I guess they wanted to emphasize their political thing again on there. Pretty good CD. Not the best stuff I have from that I think from R.E.M, but it was pretty good. Anyway, I don't let those political lyrics and stuff bother me or affect me in any way, except I don't know what I was going to say. Never mind. Anyway, nice one. And then on the back. So that was Green by R.E.M. from 1988. So then number 18 came along, and it was the 1989 CD album by Jefferson Airplane, self-titled Jefferson Airplane. 13 songs on there. This was their eighth and final album ever put out by Jefferson Airplane. And after they went on a world tour. And since that time, they have never performed again, except for one time at their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A lot of people didn't like this, and they said, well, yeah, it was okay, but it only reached number 85. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, number 85 out of the top 200, but how many thousands were underneath the top 200? So number 85 in my mind is pretty darn good. I liked it, okay? I liked it, and there's a couple solos on there by Grace Slick. There's a couple songs on here that are a nice bluesy, rock bluesy type thing. So it's a nice variation. I think they did an okay job with this. And I know you guys follow me, know that in my mind, Grace Slick may be the greatest female singer of all time. And it's arguable, of course, but that's my mind. And then what do we got going? How does this maybe open up here? Got some wording. Could have been nice if they did a little bit more, since probably their last one. Maybe they didn't know it was going to be their last one, and put some more photos in it. A couple of the songs, one of the songs was Planes, and the other one was The Summer of Love. Those two songs there, they got a lot of radio time with those two songs back in the day. You know, the Planes, my note says the Planes video helped the single rise to number 24 in the Billboard charts. Although the album itself only rose to number 85. Now, that's the way I copied that verbatim, the way the guy wrote it. Only reached 85. There's probably hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of singers who never, ever reached that level. So, you know, here's the back. Yeah, Jefferson Airplane is one of my favorite groups from a long time. All right, so that was Jefferson Airplane by Jefferson Airplane, 1989. So the last thing every week is an album that was already in the collection. And this week it was number 30. And it was Photographs and Memories, Jim Croce's greatest hits. This was put out in 1974, and it was the second album put out after his untimely death in 1973. And he put out a lot of good stuff in just this 2-year period, And reached number 2 in the U.S. and number 1 in Canada. This side here has a written statement by Josh Mills. I don't remember Josh Mills' actual role with Jim Croce, and I think he was either the producer or a friend, something like that. And on the other side, this is Jim Croce's son. Okay, and what a great album it was. I'm really glad I got it. You know, some of Bad Leroy Brown, Operator, I Got a Name, I Have to Say I Love You in a Song. Lots of good stuff on here, you know, and Time in a Bottle, Working It. Great stuff. This is 1974, so this album is 50 years old. A little bit of popping, so I'm going to give it one more deep clean before it goes back into there. But it's in pretty good shape, as you can see. I've always tried to keep my albums in good shape. So that was Photographs and Memories, the last thing of the week, by Jim Croce from 1974. Well, I hope you have all enjoyed this. These are what I got. Watch for the end of the month. At the end of next week, at the end of August, I'll be doing the end of the month. And then you'll find out which two of these this week that I like the most. So SoCal Saber saying, take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other. And stay safe.